back with another episode of the Tuning In Podcast. I am
Back.
Jay Wells, and I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only, the world's finest Punjabi rapper,
Every,
my
every.
homie, Mixman Shawn. Shawn, say what's up to the people.
What's up, people? You know,
We're in here. We're in here, Shawn.
we in
Yep.
here.
You know, it's a late night. It's chilly out here on the west side.
We in here, we out here.
Yeah, we're tuning in, but what were we doing?
We're
In
tuning in and we vibing out.
and vibing out. Hell yeah. Cheers to that. Welcome to the
You
show,
know what I mean?
everyone. We are going to be talking about a concept called Ikigai, Japanese philosophy. So I'm going to take a drink with my friend and I'll explain to you what that is.
Ikigai.
The Ikigai. No, it is not a guy that didn't take a shower. It's the Japanese word.
Sticky icky guy.
I got the sticky Ikigai. No, it's a Japanese word. And if you break it into two, the Iki,
It's a Japanese guy named Iki.
yeah,
Nah, nah.
the Iki means life. And I'm probably saying it wrong. It's probably like
Iki.
Ikigai. But the Iki means life, and the guy means like to have value or
A
worth.
person.
To have value.
Guy means that
The
dude.
guy, not that kind of guy. So you got the Ikigai, the life with purpose. And so the name of this episode is called Ikigai, Identifying Your Purpose and Leading a Meaningful Life. And I want to talk about this concept because I've actually learned about it a long time ago. And then I came across it again in my studies for leadership and in personal development classes and professional development classes. And it's actually got quite a bit of different meanings to different people, and they've written books about it. There was a lady that wrote a book about it back in the '60s, Japanese professor of psychology. There's been some other later authors that have written books about it as well. But essentially, most people, if they go Google search this, they're going to see a Venn diagram of four separate circles, and in each circle is going to be different things. It'll be what you love, what the world needs, what you're good at, and what you can get paid for. Those are the big major circles. And where they intersect, you have different things. So you'll have the mission, the passion, profession, and the vocation. The mission is the things you value. What are your goals? What are your aspirations? The passions are things that are strong emotions that you feel a very strong connection to. The profession, that's your paid job. That's what you get. That's what you make money to do. You're very good at it. You've been trained. You may have been through an academy. You may have gone to a college or a OJT for a craftsman or those kind of old school methods of developing personnel. And the last domain is vocation. That's where the work that you're doing. The difference between the profession and the vocation is that the work that you're doing in a vocation is something that you're like, you feel that it's a strong fit for you. This is the right job for me, And I think we've had different jobs, Shawn, throughout the years. You've had jobs where you maybe didn't feel that, right?
Yeah.
I can think of a few. Even the job that I'm doing now, there's jobs within the job. I've always
Yeah.
felt strongly about the big job. But some of the jobs I've had to do inside, I didn't always feel strong about. And so we're going to talk about Ikigai a little bit, and we're going to talk about it in a couple of different ways. Those are the four domains. Those are the major areas and where they intersect. And then we're going to talk about the difference between the Eastern and the Western philosophies and how they view it differently. Share some stories, and we'll jump into some current events and those other things. Now, these intersections I always thought were kind of interesting, Shawn. It was like the mission intersects where what you love and what the world needs are combined. So that's what gives you, that's like where your values and stuff align with what the world is asking. You know what I mean? So like a police officer, they like to protect, they like to serve. The community needs that. So if you're a person that likes to protect and serve and be out there and do those things, then that is something that the world needs. Then that can be your mission, to protect and serve, right?
Mm-hmm.
The
That's a good one, by the way.
Oh yeah, and anything like, mental health counselors.
Mm-hmm.
There's people that out there that need to talk to somebody, and they need somebody who's trained in that. And the mental health provider wants to offer that service to people, help
That's
the.
another tough one. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, usually that's how it
Yeah.
goes, right?
Yeah.
Or you really like building stuff, or you like math, or you're an engineer, or you like teaching, whatever it is that you love.
Well.
When the world also needs that thing, that's where you can find your mission. You know what I mean? Like you got
Mm-hmm.
music, right? People love music. You love music,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I need music. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you say that it's part of your mission? Like if
Um.
you
Yeah. I've never really like thought about it. Like I never really sat there and thought about it because like you know you kind of like brought up the concept the other day, so that
Yeah.
was like my first time looking at it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I have definitely. I know I need music
Yeah.
to get by, and like I like being part of it,
Mhm.
and sometimes I create things that people it touches them in a way where they said like, hey, thank you for like getting me through few
Yeah.
like dark moments or whatever,
For
and
sure.
that they always it trips me out too. Because
Mhm.
there's a quote by Maynard,
Yep.
we love Maynard. He said, the idea is if the art isn't healing me, how can it heal you?
Mm.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, true.
so that shit like resonated with me. So like a lot of time when I'm really creating from like a personal space, um, it helps me.
Yeah.
And then once I get it out of my system and I put it out there, I forget about it. But then like 7, 8 months later, somebody's like, "Yo, I had this song on repeat like 100 times."
Hell yeah.
And I felt every line, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's what's up!" Like,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
Comes
It's
full
a little
circle.
system. You borrow some, and then you put it
Mm.
back in there, and then you become part of this thing. You and then you forget about it. Just and then a whole nother thing. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. But it kind of bleeds into the other domain of passion, right? So the mission is the things that you love, where you set in your goals and all that, because it's something you love and it's something the world needs. And so it's easy for you to like aspire for. But it doesn't always pay
Yeah,
the bills. You know what I mean?
yeah, and it's
So,
not one of those things that
yeah.
people really, really need it. Like it's not like really food or like shelter. You know what I mean? It's It could wait. It's like
It's a spiritual almost, yeah,
yeah, it doesn't yeah, it's not
or
the
psychological effect. It's not gonna put
it
you.
comes a little bit later. Like once you're fed,
Yeah.
you have a little roof,
Yeah.
and then you have a little time, and now
Hmm.
you have some your it's just you and your mind.
Yeah.
That's when the music comes. It's not like the first thing you need.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So like, but
Yeah.
it's important, but like yes, like you said, it's spiritual for sure.
Yeah.
It's it's
Even
just different.
psychological in a way.
It has its place, like for sure.
Hmm.
But a sandwich is a sandwich.
Delicious. Hey, so the thing about Ikigai is that in order for it to truly be Ikigai, according to the experts and the philosophy, is that all domains must be balanced, right? So
Hmm.
your mission might
Yeah.
be dope, right? Your mission might be dope, but this is actually talking about like, does your mission alone won't feed you? It won't give you the basic needs, food,
Yeah.
water, shelter, fire, that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
but if you get it all together, then you kind of find out what it is, then yeah, it can start to do that. The passion is that strong emotion, right? Like you can be really good at these things. That's where the passion is when what you're good at and what you love are together. So if you love the music and you're good at it by nature or by nurture, then
Hmm.
you're hitting that passion side because that's one other piece of it. And then the other domains are really about work. They're the bottom domains. They're the profession. The profession is what you're good at makes you money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then the vocation is uh, when the world needs what you're doing and they pay you for it. Does
Yeah.
that make sense? So, but when they're all balanced out, then you have found your ikigai. And the thing I liked, I took some notes on this when I was reflecting on like how do I want to talk about this in the conversation, bro? Check this out.
Mm-hmm.
Ikigai is unique to everyone. We can't have the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
one,
yeah. For sure, for
you know?
sure. Yeah.
And and like it's not something that stays. It's not a statue. It's not static. It's in motion. It's fluid and it flows with time. Like you couldn't tell me that like, I couldn't say it either that the me 10 years ago would have the same purpose, would live to the same values that I do now, you know?
No, no,
And
no. There's so much that happens.
I would I mean obviously some aspects are the same, but we become new people over time, for better or worse. Hopefully, for better, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Concept that's always stuck with me, but I've actually learned to grow a little bit more about it. But I want to talk about some things and ways that like people could actually you can actually try and figure it out. So I think you starting with asking yourself. You really have to have a lot of self questions, right? It's like a self assessment.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what is most important in your life? Got to ask that question. You know, like what are the things that make you tick, that get you up in the morning? A lot of people say, you know,
Yeah.
what makes you get out of bed?
Or or keep you up at night.
Yeah, or it keeps you up at night for the good reasons.
Yeah, yeah. You're like, shit, man.
I better
I,
stop what I'm doing because I need to go to bed. You know,
I really gotta go to sleep. What the
yeah.
fuck?
Why am I podcasting till
I,
1 a.m.?
bro, I used to be like that. Like when I first got into music and it started getting good, and like I couldn't I couldn't stop.
Yeah. No,
And
that makes
like
sense.
and then people had to tell me to stop. Like, yo, take breaks. Like, give
Hmm.
yourself take your ear off of this shit.
Yeah.
Go listen to some other shit. Come back. Like,
Refresh your mind a little bit.
yeah, they have to tell me they're like, yo, come back to this shit a week later. Don't you know what I mean? Take
Yeah.
breaks. Smell
Yeah.
the flowers.
That's just part of the
Go
process, I think.
touch grass, smell flowers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go breathe and this and that. And like, I started making that part of my process, and that shit,
Yeah.
it really helps.
That, you know, we're going to talk about it, but that's actually the Eastern view of it. So the Eastern view of it is not to become all consumed with the one thing. But what the Western view has kind of taken over this and morphed it into it's all in on that one thing. But I mean, if you're trying to discover what this is, you got to know. Ask your. Here's another question to ask yourself: what makes you happy? You know, knowing what makes you happy is super important because everyone's trying to seek that happiness. Some people get happiness from things that are not good. So morals are important. You had to have the goodness behind what makes you happy, as if not hurting someone else, or
Hells yeah.
taking from somebody else. Because this is about positivity.
I mean, yeah,
With
yeah,
not only the things that make you happy, but what are things that you care about. You know, like that you're passionate about.
yeah.
Um, the places you want to go. Like,
Like
what do
what
you
do you
even want
run
to?
to? Like, you know,
Yeah. What do you want to do
like,
with this life that you have?
man,
Motivations, right? People ask, "What is your motivation?" You know, and it's hard for people to answer that question. A lot of times they'll answer it up front like a very generic because they're maybe still thinking about it or they're not sure if it's like safe to discuss with the person they're talking to. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, you ever seen that meme
Which one?
where,
I've seen a
where
few.
it's about some it's like an employee and like the little boss person's like, yo, where do you want to work here? He's like, yo, I'm really I'm really excited about just surviving.
He was way too honest. Honest interviews. That would be a good show, wouldn't it?
Something like that.
There's a guy that does terrible interviews on the internet. It's like he's living a real meme.
Yo, I've seen his work.
Yeah, he's
He's
like he does Zoom calls. He'll like do Zoom
yeah,
interviews and he's like on the toilet
yeah.
and
There's
you
one
can't
where he's
tell.
like, there's one he's like, oh yeah, I can't work without having a couple of beers because
He's drinking a beer. Right? And he's like
it's
drinking
like
some Pabst
it's
Blue.
like a Bud Light and shit. It's like,
Sir, are you drinking right now? He's like, oh,
he's like, trust
no.
me.
He's
He's
like,
like
no.
nobody. He's like
He
nobody's
just
gonna.
drank one.
He's like it gets me. It helps me get in the zone. He's like
Yeah.
nobody. He's like at work nobody's gonna see. I'll just go to my car.
He's too honest. Yeah, he definitely does not know what he wants to do except make people laugh on the internet.
It's
You know,
it's comedy, so you know what I
it
mean.
is. It's really awkward and funny. He had a.
It's bro.
This is a
It's
total
like
sidebar, but he was walking around the college campus, and
uh
he had his fake character called Big Dom. So what's up? I'm Big Dom, and he like walks around like he's huge muscle bodybuilder with big muscles, and he's like,
uh
"What's up? I'm Big Dom. I'm the king on campus," and he's talking shit to all the like security, and they're trying to kick him off the college. You can't kick Big Tom off the campus. I'm the king on here. Do you even work out, bro? He's like, watch out. It's so funny.
you, you seen the other dude, that guy?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, he's called the guy.
Oh no, he's not.
Yo, he'll just go up to random people and like they'll have like a badass car. It'd be like a Bentley. He was like,
Yeah.
"Yo, that's your car." He'd be like, "Yeah." He's like, Psh.
Oh, I love it. So he's like totally giving them a negative response.
"Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah."
like setting them up like he's gonna make them a compliment.
Yo, he'll go to the gym and somebody's like squatting 700 pounds. He'd be like, Psh.
Not impressed. That's funny. I'm gonna look him up.
"Yo, hey, yo." He goes
I'll
to like
share him
some
on our
car.
page.
He goes to some car dealership and he started asking about all the specs. They're like, "Yeah, this is a really good deal, and this and that." He goes, "Psst."
It's too funny. I love comedy. It's so good. It makes me happy. It's fun. It's fun. Trying to figure out your
Yo,
purpose in life is interesting. You know.
my bad. I'm just throwing mad sidebars.
No, we're good. We're good. It's always fun to bullshit around about comedy and internet
Trying to
stuff,
find my
shenanigans.
Ikigai over here.
Yeah, you're trying to find your Ikigai, bro. Reflection is really important. It's kind of the next step. Ask yourself those kind of questions we talked about. You know, what's important to you in life? What makes you happy? What do you care about? What do you want to do? And then you got to reflect on your past experiences. You might be able to look back and be like, geez, you see a trend of the things that
Yeah,
you've done, right? Yeah.
and you should, bro. You should pay attention.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I mean? Because
if
if
you're
you
paying
don't,
attention, you might have already found it. You just didn't realize it,
yeah,
you know? And
you got to do that.
then you can go from there. Oh wow, I realized now that I've been doing that for years, and all those memories, all those experiences that I had were they made me happy, they made me money, all the things. And then like you know, were they fulfilling? I think that's like a lot of people don't want to waste their time, you know. And if like some people are real lackadaisical about it, but if you're gonna have a purposeful life, you
But
can't be.
like they say that, but they end up wasting twice as much time.
Yeah, because they waste yours too.
But yeah,
They waste their time and yours. It's interesting.
and because
Big
they don't learn,
big time.
they keep wasting their time.
Yep. Another piece.
And what did pork chop say? It's not about how much time you have.
It's what you do with your time. Yep. I think that's important. In that you can ask yourself like, what are your natural gifts? Like, eh, I'm a person. I want to hear your thoughts on this too. I'm the type of person. You ever heard people say like make your weakness your strength? Have you heard that? People say stuff like that before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I don't believe that. I'm the opposite. Like you don't want your weakness to like be your downfall. But at the same time, if you're spending all this
Yeah.
time trying to strengthen your weaknesses when you have all these strengths already, you
Yeah,
can
your
make,
weakness is a weakness.
well, your strength can be to the max. You don't even know what the
Yeah.
limits of your strengths might be. So
That's a good point, bro.
my idea about natural gifts is, and the reason that I've identified this is because I've wasted a lot of time doing that. Oh, well, I need to do that because that's my weakness. I need to strengthen that so it doesn't take me down. You can do that, but don't over invest time in that. Make your strength even stronger. Like it is who you are. Acknowledge that part of
Exactly.
yourself.
Exactly.
That's kind of like something I believe
Yeah,
strongly.
because it's like everybody's kind of built a certain way. Like when I say build, it's not like physically, just like, you know what I mean? Your
That too,
software. Yeah, that too, yeah.
a little bit. I mean, the future is here, so you can change it, but whatever.
I'm having flashbacks from the I Can with Fire.
We're not turning the Ikigai episode into a midget joke session.
No,
Shout out to
but
them.
what I like, okay, even if it's a midget, but that's like unique
Correct.
to you. So your strength isn't gonna be like something that like a giant does.
Correct.
Like you could play golf or something, but maybe basketball, maybe not do that because
Right.
somebody's gonna trip on you.
Yeah. Exactly. You might fall in the, you might you might get dunked. You might get dunked, not dunked on.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're only going to spend a little amount of time on this. Um,
Yo,
yeah, but
no, no,
the
no, but
gifts are important, right? Like I just feel
but
like
yeah,
you got to
it
know what
makes
they
sense.
are though. Like some cultures don't
Hmm.
cultivate it, you know what I mean? Like they just throw you out there because we got to survive. So you might not even realize what your gifts are your entire life. You may never get the opportunity, you
Yeah,
know?
because yeah, you have to have time
That's correct.
to.
And if you're spending
You know
all that
what?
time surviving, bro, you ain't got it. You ain't got time for that.
That's the whole thing about like being creative.
Yeah.
Like it starts with boredom.
Yeah, that's true. To
To
fill the time.
to be bored, you have to have time.
Yeah,
And these people don't have time to be bored. They're working at the age of like 3,
no doubt. They're hustling. They're
trying to
trying to
trying to
get it.
survive.
Yeah, trying to get it done. But
And
you can figure it out if you get the opportunities, you know, but you can make the opportunities as well. Like I think in this day and age, you can make the opportunities. Say what you want
yeah,
about the state of things in the world, but you can find a way to make it happen. You just have to
for sure.
separate and elevate yourself. And if you can do that, it starts with you, right? And what does that look like? The next thing I was going to bring up, any case, is called exploring potential paths. Like if you've never been the type to be like, well, what do I want to do when I grow up? Some of us are still
Yeah,
trying to figure that out.
yeah,
It's a
every day,
process. It's always a
every day.
process
And
because
then you know what I mean? It's like
you can't do the same thing forever.
yeah, and it has to have levels. You
Correct?
have to you have to like progress, you know?
Yeah.
You can't shit can't be boring. Like
Yeah.
if you get comfortable with the boring shit, I mean, I don't know.
No,
You
that's a
might
good
like
point.
um I don't even know. That's just me though. Whatever I say, that's just me.
Yeah, well, you could become complacent in that, but also not. There's another word for this complacent. Um, I guess. Hold on, I wrote a note. I think it might jog my memory. Not just complacent. Complacence is kind of a negative term. I think it's. I guess it is complacency, but it's like when you're not no longer setting expectations for yourself. So then there's no more growth. There's no more adaptation because you're like, cool, I'm at the status quo. I'm here now. I've arrived. If you keep in your
Mm-hmm.
mind that you've never arrived, not in a negative way, but just like, and also not like in a perpetual state of chasing a goal, that's exhausting. But at the same time,
Well,
not a lot checking yourself. Like the great poet Ice Cube once said, check yourself before you wreck yourself. You know what I'm saying?
hell
Yeah,
yeah.
take some classes, go out, volunteer in the community, do some damn research, try
Hell yeah.
trying out a new job, man. Take a chance. You might get out there and be like, "Yep, this shit sucks. I don't like it." Cool. At least you tried and you figured that out for yourself.
Yeah,
So
like contribute a
yeah,
little bit.
yeah, it's all about action, man. You got to take action. Got to. Uh, yeah, man. All right, Sean. Do you know? Uh, you want to ask me, or I can ask you first? Um, do you know what's your Ikigai?
Um, I kind of have an idea.
Yeah.
Um, but can you go first?
Your Ikigai is to make me go first.
My
Say, I love
yeah.
making
I
Josh go
mean,
first.
be-
I can go
because
first, bro.
because I'm gonna copy my homework from you
Okay, bro. Hold on. Let me get that ready for
because
you.
because because you're more articulate than me or whatever. You know what I mean? You got the words.
Well,
Um,
we collaborate. Mine is simple. Mine
cause
is
I,
simple.
I have a feeling you know mine a little bit. I know yours a little bit,
Yeah, yeah, no
and
doubt.
like
But
we
our
know each
audience,
other's we know each other's like vibe and what
correct.
our overall like mission is and how
Yeah,
we are
yeah.
in life. You know what I mean?
I'm all about helping people. It brings me
Same.
joy, great joy,
And yeah,
in
I
the
lost
ways
for
that I
that.
can, in the ways that I can.
That's part of your Ikigai.
Right. So I had to have a job, like even all the
That's where we
jobs.
overlap. That's
Yeah,
where our Ikigai overlaps.
yeah, no doubt. And then we're collaborate on a thing. So even here in our Marclair project, creative spaces and podcast, music, whatever the hell we're working on. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. We have fun. We make a lot of the stuff that we do for just for us, but at the same time, it's we're hoping that it'll inspire. We're hoping that it will bring some joy to people, some thoughtfulness, tell their story, all that other stuff. The folks that we've had on so far in the on the show, they've been a lot of fun, and
Yeah, and
their stories are
they
incredible. You
they
know,
just are friends. You know what I mean?
that's right. And uh, to me, that's
Like
everything centers around is that
just
community.
regular people, but like so special and
Yeah,
unique. You know what I mean?
I
It's
agree. And
it's pretty awesome.
I, I
It's like they're
would
this
say
generation. I don't know, really fucking badass people.
I like service. I like to serve purpose. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like when I was a kid, as young as the seventh grade, I for sure knew that I wanted to be in the military, the U.S. military,
Mm-hmm.
and that was always what I wanted to do. I also really like creative stuff, music, art,
Yeah,
films, and things like that, and I do
definitely.
enjoy doing that stuff too, creating things. And so I find
And
joy in both of those.
you can use that. You can take your creativity to any field,
Yeah, you can, but I learned that later in life.
literally any field,
Yeah,
and it helps to have something you're passionate about
yeah,
and you're creative, and then you go over there and you do it your way.
yeah,
You're having a good time doing it,
yeah.
but it's like it's entirely the whole system is yours.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm saying something. I don't know if I'm translating well.
I think it makes sense to me. You can use that creative state of mind on any process to solve problems, really, or also to
Yeah.
think through ideas that are, a couple steps ahead of where other people are at. It's oftentimes hard when you are creative to communicate to where people understand. Um, so you have to oftentimes restate what you're saying.
People People always misunderstand, bro.
Yeah, always.
Even if you translate it into five different languages, yeah, it,
Still a trouble, all right?
yeah. People
Still a
just
trouble.
maybe maybe they just don't understand me, but I I speak a few different languages, and
Yeah,
I'm always trying to learn new words because I want to get good at communicating my feelings because I like to write,
yeah,
and
yeah,
writing's it's words,
yeah.
you know. So I have to, and still I can never explain shit to nobody.
What'd you just say? No, I'm just kidding.
In like five different languages, bro. It's like
No, I got you.
I know what this means in English, and I know what this means in Punjabi. I know what this means in Urdu and Hindi and Spanish. And like it's the same, but like they don't get it.
Communication's a pain in the ass. I
Yeah,
think I think that's hard, but it flows in. So like when you know what your thing is, what your purpose is, you're doing it with intention, you know? And I think
that's
that
why that's why when we were talking about the podcast, I was like, bro, like English isn't even my first language. It's
yeah.
always like, but you were like, just pull up, let's go,
Yeah, I mean,
you
that's all
know?
it is. I've been talking to you for 26 years, so we're good, bro.
Yeah.
If I
And the
understood you all
thing,
this time.
and you've noticed,
Yeah.
I put in time in anything, whether it's like learning a language
Yeah, of course.
or learning my work, my craft, my job, my
Hmm.
whatever. You know, I'll take the time.
Why do you do that?
I like being good at stuff.
Yeah.
I like not everything,
Yeah.
but certain things that like speak to me.
Yeah. Technology is one of those, huh?
Technology for sure, for sure,
Right.
for sure, and I thank God. Shout out my dad for bringing me to Silicon Valley,
Yeah, no doubt. You couldn't have
where
gotten luckier.
real talk, dog. Like, yeah, for me to be here in this Silicon Valley and to be exposed to everything.
Yeah. It was right there. Always.
Um, so even technology and music.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, you nowadays you have to have technology to do the music. So, like, it's a necessary part of it, you know. All right. Well, I answered mine for sure. It's
No, you haven't,
service. Okay, my Ikigai is to
for
serve.
sure.
It
I
is
and I
to
agree.
and help people. Um, and that's why, like in the future, when I do finally hang my uniform up, um, and retire from the Air Force, I still will want to serve in some capacity, even if I start my own business and my business will be about helping others. That's just what I want to do with the rest of my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
really
me.
dope.
Yeah, that's me, bro.
Wow.
Because I find joy in that, and
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
yeah.
And then people will pay good money for help, well, if you provide a good service. So I
Yeah,
intend to. I intend to. Now, how
yeah.
about you, sir? The mix man.
Ikigai. I feel like I'm in a good place
Okay.
naturally, because even without trying, I've been blessed
Okay.
to have a few things that I'm passionate about,
Okay.
where one or the other does pay the bills,
Mm.
if not both, but it didn't get there overnight, as you
No,
know.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
I didn't even know I was trying to find my ikigai. It's just basically a balance
Mm-hmm.
of um things you're passionate about, which like for me, like it's really difficult. I'm sure for a lot of people it is too. When I mean, you're just a kid, and you're just trying to figure out what life is,
Yeah.
what friendship is, what math is, what this and that, science, history. Because the teachers are just teaching you, like everybody's just kind of like teaching you, your parents and your teachers and shit. And then you grow up a little bit. Like for me, like I grew up in Punjab, like the environment was a little different.
Hmm.
And then I came out here and I had to like relearn to communicate and shit.
Yeah.
So and then we started thinking about you know what are you gonna do as like
Mm.
as a human being? It's
And
like
school starts winding down, and it's not like you have to
yeah,
figure your own way out.
yeah, and then you're kind of a little behind
Yeah.
on the journey in a way compared to your friends because they grew up speaking English and like just doing a whole bunch of other shit that you haven't even been exposed to.
Yeah.
And then so you just playing catch up and then like now it's just like, hey man, you're already 18, fool. Like you gonna like do something with your life, like you're gonna go out there and make money, like you're gonna go to
Yeah.
school, you're gonna go get this education, you're gonna start a family, like you're gonna take care of your parents, like what's your deal? Or you gonna go you're gonna go hit the streets and be a
Yeah.
thug, you know what I mean? Because that's an option. Like you these
Yeah.
things these things like everything just comes your way and
Hmm.
you have to make decisions and then that's when like all of your education comes in play. You start making educated guesses
Right.
based on the shit your parents taught you, your grandparents taught you, your teachers,
Hmm.
and the shit you learn on your own because you can't be taught everything
No, hell no.
from your parents and your school and shit. Some shit you just gotta fucking fall,
Yeah, you gotta dig in on it.
eh, you know, and then you you try to make sense of the world. What is this world composed of?
Hmm.
Where's my place? Like, where do I fit in as a human? Like there's certain things I just won't do,
Yeah.
or and there's certain things I just don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it ain't even worth doing all that. There's certain thing I'm passionate about. There's certain thing I'm good at, and there's certain things like you know, not to go back to the height thing or whatever, but it's
Right.
like you know what I mean. All that shit plays a role.
Yeah.
Like for example, like for like these actors and shit, height and looks matter for them.
Correct.
They keep going with the Botox guy to keep him looking younger or whatever,
That's right. Got to keep
because
them
that's
cheekbones high.
it's part of their Ikigai.
I guess
um,
so.
yeah. So for me, I never knew what it was.
Hmm.
I just knew what I was passionate about. Um, as a kid, like my parents will tell you, like I was into technology as a kid, like because I would do me and my cousin both.
Yeah.
Like there would be like an alarm clock and like the shit stops working. Like somebody gave it to us as a gift. It'll be from England, but it don't work no more.
Mm.
So the shit is garbage, but inside there's an alarm that still works.
Yeah.
So me and my cousin would fucking unscrew the alarm part, and they'd be like ring, ring, ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of those things, and we'll tie some batteries to it, and we'll run a cable and make a button and shit, and we'll hang the button outside my house.
It's
And
a
like this is
doorbell.
a house in India. So we made a fucking doorbell. Like we're like fucking 7, 8 years old. We're
Yeah.
fucking little scientists in the hood, like break. And like now they don't have to fucking knock on our door. They just be like bling, and that shit
Yeah.
rings. It's an alarm. So like we started figuring out technology, radios, cassettes and shit. Early on,
Hmm.
anything we had, we opened it.
Experimenting, right?
We opened it and we broke it. We broke it. But breaking the shit was part of the to see what's going on inside.
Yeah. It's
And
like an
like
operation.
not being able to put it back together, that's just what happens. Like every
Hmm.
car has its like life. A car goes through 300,000 mileage. That shit is done. Like, you know what I mean? So the toys
Yeah.
break.
Yeah.
But it was good to be able to, like, bro, we would go to like a little fucking festival
Hmm.
in India, and then we'll go get this, we'll go get a little toy. It'd be like a little Jeep,
Yeah.
but it's just got regular wheels. You just push it, and me and my cousin will fucking we'll break the lights and put like real lights in there and connect them to a battery,
Oh
so
yeah.
the little headlights will come on. So,
Just experimenting, getting creative, taking those ideas and trying them out.
dude, as a kid, I understood technology, like,
Yeah.
and it's because my grandpa's a mechanic, bro. Like,
Yeah.
he opens up these engines and shit. So it's like, and it's also like, just, bro, we love, they say like boys and the wheels. Like we like fucking wheels
Yeah.
and like just coming up with shit. You know what I mean? When somebody's stuck, we figure out how to get them unstuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've always been fascinated by like coming up with like solutions.
So you like
So
solving problems.
so troubleshooting is like I'm a professional troubleshooter, and that's kind of like that's my job too. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
work in the like E911, so it's like every day shit is not working.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every day, my job is to go over there, make it work,
Yeah.
be creative.
Yeah.
So I exercise my creativity at work.
Yeah. That's good,
Like, but
huh?
like me and you, we went to school for graphics, but
Yeah.
we still do graphics, but it's that's a whole nother world. But like
Yeah.
you can use your creativity at anything. Like troubleshooting is finding every fucking way that doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah. Got to break the system to fix the system.
And, and when you get good at it, you kind of already eliminate 80% of the shit that won't work.
Yeah.
And then it's fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Then it's just
It
like,
feels
oh,
good when you solve it.
yeah. And it also feels good when you feel like, all right, you can solve it, but this one is a tough one.
Right.
And then shit gets escalated and then you learn something.
Hell yeah.
That's also like, oh, what the
That's
fuck?
exciting too. Yeah. Oh, I never knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not the best at anything ever. There's
Yeah.
always gonna be a learning moment. And for me, bro, like I think I've said this before too. I part of my ikigai is being a student and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
learning from anybody that came here before me.
Mm-hmm.
For example, my parents, my grandparents, uncles and aunties,
Yep.
and just neighborhood fools and like other people that you run into that just are just incredible.
Yep.
And that's like a big thing for me is to be a student, not just in school or college,
Yeah. Yeah.
just just overall. Let me soak it in.
You got to be
Makes
learning all the time.
makes my life better. And then another thing I'm passionate about is just like you serving.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like for me, it's charity and just like being a good human. Like
Yeah.
overall, like this is nothing big. It's not like not to compare it,
Right.
not to ever compare it with serving because I already know there's like you put your life online. You know what I mean? For me, I'm out there like just like I might be at the airport.
Yeah.
I'm just helping grandmas get their fucking luggage.
Yeah. Yeah.
It feels good, and I just like it's the thing that I do. I like to make sure they're good all the way up until like they get their fucking. I make sure I put it up,
Yep.
take it down, even from the belt and all the way, whatever the help they need. I like doing shit like that when I'm traveling, especially because it's
Yeah.
like if I've already done it before and I see you struggling with it, I'm gonna come up and just try to offer you help. If you don't want it, that's cool,
Yep.
you know. But so
That's good though. I mean, people should be doing those kind of courteous things. It makes our society more civil, you know?
yeah, and like when I say charity, it's not like I'm donating $30,000, like not hella money, because you already know it's
No.
like it. But you know,
It's charitable
I'll
acts, you know.
yeah, I'll
That's
take
your
the time
time.
out to travel and like, and I like doing it in groups too. Like I like getting together with a bunch of homies,
Yep.
and like if there's like a earthquake or a flood or whatever, I
Hmm.
like getting the community together. Bunch of us like, what can we do?
Yep. Just get out there and lean in on it.
Yeah,
That's
and
good,
then you know
Sean.
what's crazy? Can I share experience
Of
where I
course you
had
can. That's why we're here.
cause no, cause I'm sorry if I'm talking too much. My bad, dog.
No, it's all good.
Um,
That's why I got a drink, man.
I'm gonna hey, cheers, Marclair
Cheers.
Project.
Yeah, Marclair Project.
You like this story where my Ikigai and your Ikigai overlapped?
Okay.
Where like there was a flood
Hmm.
uh in Houston,
Yep.
Hurricane Harvey.
Harvey, yep. That was bad.
It got bad, and like I mean it was all over the news, and it was I don't remember what year it was. It was like a few years ago, but it was like I had some time off in between,
Yeah.
and like
You were living in Houston though, right?
no, I was living in California, but I got hella friends in Houston,
Yep.
and it's because I travel there for multiple reasons. Like I
Work,
love
music,
Texas,
visiting
work,
friends.
music, and back and forth,
Yep.
friends, and just yeah, professional friends, musicians, and like all kinds of shit. But so when it happened, it was like I knew a lot of people that were
Yeah.
there, and they were already involved, and it was a big event. So like me and a bunch of my friends from the Bay, I know a lot of truck drivers, and everybody got involved, and we put the little fucking flyers out.
Yep.
People donated water,
Yeah, yeah.
cereal, noodles, medicine, bandages, diapers,
Hmm.
hella shit. Like people came out, bro.
Yep.
Anybody that could do whatever they did, and then and my friends who were truck drivers, they took the time off, and they're like, we'll drive it all down to Texas. We went out there, bro, and you know me, and like a lot of my friends were
Hmm.
always trying to avoid the police
Yeah.
because we have a fear.
Right.
Might get pulled over, might get ticket, might be discrimination,
Yep.
blah blah blah. It happens, but it was that one moment when we went there, and like everybody was coming together, and now we're here. Now all these donations are here, but how do we get them to the people?
Hmm.
Remember my friend Sandeep, the Sandeep Dhaliwal, the police officer.
Yeah, I remember him. Yep.
He got shot later, right?
Yep.
And like rest in peace, bro. But we got in there. He That was my first time meeting him, and he's serving. He's also immigrant. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And we speak the same language, and he knows we're up to no good, but we out here with good intentions.
Yeah.
You know, because we having fun.
Yeah.
At the same time, we're cracking jokes, and but we know the situation is serious,
Yeah. Yeah.
but we can't like let that like overtake the
Yeah.
overall mood.
Keep
We
your
have to make
spirit up.
sure we have to make sure everybody else is good too. So we went there, we met him, and we're like, hey, we're here, and we're here for a good like 10 days. We got all these donations. How can we help? And let's put a system in place, you know. So we met with him, and bro, he took us to the Harris County, like the military guys. So it
Hmm.
was us, people from the Bay, just friends,
Yeah.
bunch of donations, and like bunch of soldiers.
Yeah.
And these are new soldiers. They just
Yeah.
joined. They're young babies. They're
Yeah.
like 18, 19 years olds. You know what I mean?
Rookies,
They're all muscles though.
fresh out of boot camp.
They're all muscle, bro. They're muscle to a point where we got there. We pulled up in 18 wheelers. We got pallets of water,
Yeah.
bro. They jumped in the trucks and tried taking one case at a time, just because it's just all muscle.
Yeah.
They're not even thinking they could just take the whole pallet at a time. And we were like, yo, hold on, let's get the little pallet thing. Let's just do it like a whole pallet. But but they were just so excited to help, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bunch of the and that was my first time getting that close to the military,
Yeah. Yeah.
the police, and then from there, we couldn't take the 18 wheeler to the hood.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We parked the 18 wheeler there, and then we collaborated with the military guys,
Hmm.
and it was the police department that put us in touch with the military. They were the
Yeah. Yeah.
muscle. We all got together. Then we divided up the food into small sections, and people brought pickup trucks. So instead of
Yeah.
18 wheelers, we had the pickup trucks, and now these military guys, they know exactly where to take it, who needs what.
Yeah.
So we just hop on back of the pickup truck. They just go to different places, and we just passing out the diapers,
Yep.
this and that,
Whatever
and
you
like
got.
and like I had time, so I donated my time, and at the same time, bro, I'll never forget that experience
Of
and the
course.
memories, and like and just to witness how everybody comes together
Yeah.
in a time of crisis. Like you forget your differences.
And that's what happens. And I mean, like 9/11 was like that in the United States. People were
That
very
was one of my
patriotic.
bro. That was a slap in the face for me because I just got here. I'm trying to fit
Yeah.
in, and I'm brown, and
Yep.
people are already like
And they already confuse
clowning
like because Sikhs are in Punjabi people,
because the turbans. Yeah,
Yeah, so turbans, and everybody thinks that turbans, and it's like the most widely misconceived um, stereotype.
yeah. But that time it was like, man, that shit was a little bit dividing, especially when you're on this side
Yeah,
of the.
I definitely could see that for sure. Because
Because
people make
like,
they'll make like jokes and stuff about it,
no, no,
and
bro. I mean,
but
I
they'll
had a
all
whole
have real
incident.
hate, real hate, real hateful.
Yeah, no, I mean, I had a whole incident where like people chased me
Yeah.
with fucking knives and shit, you know?
Hmm.
And as a kid, that was scary, bro. Like, I mean, I don't trip off of it that much because I know there was a lot more love. And
Yeah, I
like,
think that's what it is.
it's like shit happens anywhere. It could happen anywhere.
Yeah.
And and when you start looking for differences, bro, you'll find differences.
Yeah, you can
People,
easily
people,
find them.
people will hate on your height.
Yeah.
People will hate on your skin
Yeah,
color.
they will. Definitely if you're
People,
short.
people. That's why I said that too because it's like
Yeah.
not that we're hating,
Yeah, yeah.
but there's
Difference.
differences.
There is a difference between
There's differences, regardless, right?
hatred and like hateful acts and derogatory statements versus humor, you know? And
Yeah,
it's a very blurry line sometimes because even some of our comedian friends have said, like, I can't believe this guy fucking went there. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
yeah,
that kind of stuff. So even humor has a place, and it's not always welcome to a certain degree. You know what I mean? That kind.
right.
When it is like personal in that regard. But what I saw a lot, so it was unifying in a lot of ways, but it was also dividing in a lot of ways. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because people
I mean,
were anti-war, they were
bro, and for a
a lot of
place like that's
all that
for a
stuff.
place that's really diverse,
Yeah.
like like Bay Area is diverse.
Oh yeah.
It was super dividing, and I mean, there's a lot going on.
There was, but I mean that's a whole different piece of the conversation. But at the end of the day, that your Ikigai was what got you that story. You know what I mean? Because you care, because you want to serve, you want to solve a problem. The hurricane was the problem, knocking out
Yeah,
power, knocking out supplies. They didn't have food, they didn't have water, they didn't have diapers. These things, and
yeah,
you had friends with the capabilities to rally up, bring the resources, make it happen. You meet a guy, he's got the way in, he speaks your language, you solved the problem, bro. You know, well, and you contributed what you could.
yeah.
You know,
And everything was already going on. It was my just decision to be a part of it,
yeah,
and like maybe excel it a little bit.
yeah. That's all it is. You just jump
You
in
know
there
what I
and see
mean?
where you can lend a hand. But
Yeah, because I mean, I connected with people through just being just cool and curious. Be like, hey,
yeah,
what you up to? What's going on? And then with music,
yeah,
and I got at the same time my song was dropping, and my song was very personal, and I was talking about my struggles
yeah,
and my travels and my whole Ikigai thing. I was trying to
yeah,
find out. I was trying to find out who I was as an artist, what makes me happy. So that
yeah,
was the first time I dropped a song that was straight from the heart, and I was doing things that made me happy,
yeah.
hanging out with my friends, being part of the community, cracking jokes, going out there, just helping in whatever way I could.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the song was received well by like these people who were maybe 30, 40 years older than me,
Yeah,
and they were dissecting my lyrics and saying, "Hey, wow, that's nice that you wrote that." Like it's
yeah.
so that shit
Comes full circle
was
again.
double rewarding for me.
Yeah, yeah,
And like it it was just like wow, cuz when you get that a little green light from like your say uncles and your grandparents and they just be like, "Wow, man, th- that's pretty good what you wrote." Because
yeah,
me like when I make music like cuz like you could easily do shit like that's like you don't put too much thought into it whatever. It's just like
yeah.
whatever random
Keeping it
shit.
simple.
Because
Do the
we
pop
do
stuff.
that like as an experiment, but like when you want to put something out, it's just like you you kind of have to keep your influences in mind and see like if they will approve of this or not, because at the end of the day, that's what got you into it, knowing how good that shit was.
Right.
And you're gonna present them with something mediocre and expect them to be like, "Wow,"
Yeah,
that's just like you're putting them in a bad place,
yeah. No doubt.
you
That's a
know.
good point.
So it's just like
That's
so
being
I
mindful, though. That's being mindful of it. You know what I mean? Like intentional, not
yeah,
just
like I'll be like,
shoot
"Yo,
from
is
the
my
hip.
grandpa gonna be like that's good," or he's gonna be like whatever. There's a lot of shit that I do, which I know is simple. It might have a cool flow, but it'll be like it'll just be groovy or whatever, or like
Yeah,
just like, it'll be a vibe. But if I'm just like really doing something to say something,
yeah,
I always think like, yo, is my grandpa gonna like this shit?
yeah. It's always in the
And
back of
then
your mind.
and then if I could be like, yeah, he's gonna like it, and I do it, and then cause bro, there's been times I've made like 30 fucking grown ass people that own like 50 businesses like just fucking shed tears
Yeah,
because I was reciting my poetry. And this fucking dude's there. He's like, yeah, man, I own like fucking 300 businesses, and he just crying because I said some words.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I could touch a certain part of them that they always block out
Yep.
because they're just chasing money. They're successful, but they're numb.
Yeah, yeah,
They forget
yeah,
that life is not a machine.
yeah.
There's there's a fucking
Heart beating in
there's a
here.
heart there's a heart that's beating.
Yeah.
There's you're breathing air, and it's like, bro, one day that's gonna be your last fucking breath. That shit is counted. Um, live it up a little bit, like just a
Yeah,
little bit.
that's what this is all about. That's perfect. That's perfect. Dude, I actually remember when I realized fully and I was very like, okay, I get it. Like to myself. Like you have those
My,
moments in your life. So when I first joined the military, there was a lot of people that were like, "Don't do it." You know what I mean? Oh, you're gonna just go. These
I
wars are.
remember that whole week. I
Yeah.
even remember when you went to that one building over there on things.
Uh, take my test.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. It's over there by Brandon Theater.
That was the recruiting.
Yeah.
But
And you know what's crazy? At the same time, I was thinking, because I was like, okay, remember when we went to school, we got the
yeah,
same job, we went to the same school, and then at one point you were like, I'm going to the Air Force. I was thinking about it too, because I was like, bro, I was like, that's my dog. I'm gonna do
yeah,
whatever the
yeah,
home does. I was like, yo, that's what we do. And then that shit just started hitting me. I was like, Dad, bro, I don't even speak English properly. I don't
yeah.
even feel fully American. It was just
It's
like
scary, anyways. Even if
it,
you are
it,
all
it
about it.
was it was scary. I didn't understand it, bro.
Yeah.
That's why I stayed back.
Well, people are, like people were like, "Oh, don't do it. It's this and that. You're not these wars that are going on are this and that." And they had their opinions. Family, friends, most of the people in my most of the people in my life didn't get it, and I
Right.
was okay with that. But I did it not because of the things, not because of the politics. I wasn't like, "Oh, 9/11, I must go do this." Um, I wasn't like, "Oh, fuck Saddam Hussein. I'm gonna go fight him and his people." I wasn't like, we need to get the Taliban after Afghanistan. All that other stuff, that's choices that people way above us make. You know what I mean? My
Mm-hmm.
thing was, I just wanted to. I knew that I have a good heart. I know that when I am making decisions, I make decisions to take care of people, and I felt like I could make good decisions if I were asked to, whatever it was, and that would be my contribution. Um, and in whatever way that I can to serve people, it was all about the people around me.
Yeah,
I did
the
want to go in
community.
I did want to go into the Coast Guard as a rescue swimmer, but I didn't get it. I didn't understand all the things you got to do. I didn't have any recruiting help, and I was short on time. So I pivoted off of that as soon as I found out. The recruiter was like, "Oh, in 7 months I'll give you a test." And I was like, "Next." So
Mm-hmm.
I landed with the Air Force, and I wanted to do some other things as well. And I didn't want to join and do the job that I'm doing.
But
Then, then I say
bro,
that
we could have easily said, fuck that. We'll just bag groceries forever.
you could have, yes, absolutely, and that's
Like,
nothing
you know
wrong
what I
with that.
mean?
There's nothing wrong with that
Yeah.
either.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But it wasn't my Ikigai.
Nah,
So
hell's no.
in a way, for me, there was something wrong with that. If that
It's a
makes
good
sense.
starting point.
I learned a lot of lessons from it, and I was able to carry
Totally.
some of those lessons with me.
Totally.
But
And I fucking love everybody that I worked with too.
yeah, absolutely,
I
and
mean, they were
it's a
most
good
of our
job.
fucking homies.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the other fools became our homies like
There was
after a while.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And like I never went to that place thinking like, oh, fuck.
Yeah,
It was
I
always like, yo, who's working? You know what I
yep.
mean?
I was short on time with Safeway. I quit that job. Had a bad boss. I was like, "Fuck you!" I quit. It was a rage quit story. I never really cared for that boss, but essentially, I'll save that story for another time. But I quit, so I ended up having to just make the decision. I said, "All right, I quit school. I quit the job. I need a job real quick and I need to figure this out." So I went to the recruiter, got lined up for the Air Force, was trying to do special forces. And it wasn't as long as the Coast Guard for a weight test. For the pass test you have to do pre-entry, but it was still 4 months, and I was like, 4 months is a long time, man. What's the can
Hmm.
you got other options for me? So I kind of pivoted off that. And I was still training because he was like, you can still do that when you join. You're gonna have to start with something different. So I understood that. I was like, all right, cool. I understand that. What do you got? He's like, try to make me a EOD, explosive ordnance disposal. It's like you're diffusing bombs and dealing with armaments that are hazards to others, and you're getting rid of them and stuff like that. And I was like, hell no. That was a good job. Oh man, but it was a good job, and it also paid well. There was a huge bonus for it, so I was slightly tempted to it. But then he's like, yeah, or you could do security forces. He's like, you get guns. He showed me this video, and it's like this guy. He's like got a cop car, and he's got like a canine. The canine. I was like, oh, you can be a canine handler. I love
Uh-huh.
dogs, but you can be the canine cop. He said you gotta work your way into it. Sometimes they offer it to you right away, but we'll just do that. And he said when you get to basic training, just ask your drill instructor, your MTI, about the special ops stuff and see what they say. So I joined, and I was still in my mind had a goal to get that retrain going, into something beyond just the straight leg job, because that was where my mind was on how I wanted to serve when I joined. My life was chaos, and I needed to get out of there as quick as possible. And I had a lot of regrets about waiting as long as I did because that's always what I wanted to do. So I just pulled the trigger. Um, I actually had to move out of the apartment with my friends, crash at my mom's place for like 2 months. I picked up a quick job down the street at Staples, and I worked until my ship date. If,
Wait, the Staples on Tree?
yeah, yeah, right across from our old Safeway. I worked there for like 2 months.
No fucking way.
Yeah, they tried to keep me too. They were like, "Dude, just stay.
I can't believe
We'll make you a manager." I'm like, "What?
I
No."
bro, I can't believe Circus City went out of business, but Staples didn't.
Staples is still killing it. It's because
It's still out here.
yeah,
It's
it's
still
still out
there.
here. For
Yeah.
certain types of
Bro,
things like that,
Radio Shack went out, but Staples is like,
for
I'm
some
stapled.
reason,
They
people
still stapled.
people still go to stores like that versus buy those things online as much.
Ma?
But you can get you can get most of the things that you can get at Staples at Walmart or Amazon. So it's probably only a
Amazon.
matter of time. They might just have a better way of dealing with their businesses. In any case, I liked working there. It was just a quick job. I walked in, I was like, bro, I need a job. I saw an old friend of ours from school. He was getting ready to ship out to college, so they needed an employee. And he's like, dude, I'm leaving in like 2 weeks. Let me go introduce you. I was like, yo, I'm leaving in 2 months for the Air Force. I need an intern. I need a job temporarily to hook me up. So I worked there for a little bit, just doing same stuff, customer service, little check stand stuff and all that. And then I shipped out. And in my process of joining the Air Force, with my mindset on that retrain, getting married, having conversations with my wife, starting to understand my service mentality and understanding my Ikigai, I said, you know what? I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to think about that. I even gave up it was like 2.5 years into my time in. I had this big training book. I was doing PT. I was studying the materials, doing all this stuff, getting ready for my window where I could retrain. And I finally, right before Andrew was born, I gave
Andrew.
I gave all that stuff away. I gave it to a guy. There was my captain when I was stationed in Okinawa. Speaking of Japanese philosophy, I was in Japan when
Japan's a cool
I
place.
passed that off. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna focus on what I have in as a security forces, Air Force security forces, and I'm just gonna enjoy it. And I do enjoy it. And I gave up that dream and I passed that on to his son, my captain's son. He was training to join in. I said, here's all my training stuff, man. I got this from a guy that was a special forces guy, and it helped me get in shape. This, and that. Good luck. And I moved on, and I never thought back on it. Not in that regard. And a few years later, I was on my, getting. I was shipping out to my second deployment to Afghanistan.
Yeah, I remember that.
And at this point, I think I was 7 years in the military. I'm on my getting ready to go out on my second deployment. We're not quite there yet. We're in this place called Manas Air Base. It's in Tajikistan or some shit like that. One of the stands.
Tajikistan, yeah.
Yeah, we were there, and
Stan just means land.
yeah, and it was the Tajiks.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're had an air base up there, so it was like one of our ways to get into Afghanistan. So I'm with this troop. My troop's kind of like wants to be more of a in a more combat role, but we're
mm-hmm.
security forces, and that's just we have a limited role to play, which is defend our bases. And some people go and bed with different things and do a little bit more, but at the end of the day, we're in the Air Force and we have a limited role of ground forces like that. So he just didn't realize that he had been Ranger trained, and he got his Ranger tab and was super motivated because the unit that we were in was all about that kind of stuff. And it was one night before we shipped out. We were like halfway to Afghanistan, pretty much, getting ready to go on the plane the next day. And he's just asking me, like, how the hell do how the hell do I stay motivated about this kind of stuff? And I just gave him my story and I gave him my spiel. And in that moment is when I kind of realized how strongly I felt about, I guess, my Ikigai, which is
Right.
to serve. And I said, look, man, it may not be the warrior mentality, it may not be the field that you wanted or thought you would end up being in, especially after going through our ranger training, but it's still a noble job. You still have a responsibility to take care of people, defend an airbase. It's a big, important job. And you should be proud of it. If you do it right, you can't, and there's no reason you shouldn't be. And I was like, these are the ways that I've done it. I wasn't always perfect. I had my knuckleheaded moments, but at the same time, like, super proud. We call ourselves defenders. Super proud to be a defender. Super proud to serve in the Air Force, and you know, we don't get called to people's birthday parties and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We show up when the times are bad. So I think that helped him, and it certainly was a wake up for me in a leadership moment. Just having a discussion with Troop. Now he's a friend, and just helped me realize my own stuff by helping others. You know?
Yeah,
It's-
that's like that saying when one teaches, two learn.
yeah, facts. And it was cool because although I'm like I said before, I believe this thing is fluid. It's not a static thing. All it helped me do was grow on this concept for myself and where I feel
Yeah.
like I am with it today, and something that I
It's a really
use.
good it's a really good concept, like whoever came up with it.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean,
It
it's
gives you a perspective.
it does. I mean, just look at our conversation. We were able to discuss a lot of things, and I'm sure
Yeah.
over the course of the next few weeks or days, we'll think back on some of those things. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
what it is.
And it's like bro, it's got to be one of the hardest things uh to find
Yeah, it
and
is.
find a balance in it because I mean, there's billions of people, everybody, is on kind of like their own page, their own journey.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
I mean,
before
for
back in the day when this in the ancient times when the philosophy was practiced only really in the East, it had a
hmm
different meanings than it does now that the Western cultures have caught on to it. So there's a lot of focus on like goal achievement and like becoming rich or becoming super ultra successful or whatever the case may be. You could take this Ikigai philosophy and apply it to those things. And in the Western world, that's what a lot of folks do. But there are also
yeah.
people in the Western world that have a blended way of thinking. So I wrote down some things about the Eastern way of the philosophies. And it's four things. It's basically stop seeking one true passion.
Wait, say
Stop,
that again?
it says to stop seeking one true passion. And essentially, what that means is that you have a Ikigai moments all the time in
Mm-hmm.
your small interactions and into also your big interactions. So throughout the day, if you have that moment to find the purpose in the like the walk that you're on, to stop and see the atmosphere or the people at the park or the landscape or whatever the case may be. Just
Mm-hmm.
appreciating that, being mindful in that moment, finding purpose in that moment. That's kind of that Eastern
Yeah.
way. Instead of the only way I can find purpose and meaning is in achieving my goal or whatever the case may be, which is great. I love goal setting and I think it's important, but I also like the idea of not overlooking things that are out there as well. The second part was you'll like this because when you explained your part, this was kind of something that you said. It's embrace lifelong learning. You were saying, "Oh, I'm a student." I always like to think like I'm a student. That's kind of that. You know,
Yeah.
it's just always about constantly staying in a growth mindset, which is something we talk about all the
Yeah.
time, and
Mm-hmm.
not allowing yourself to become complacent and stagnant, and then like letting go of lofty finances. So not trying to just marry yourself to the money. You know what I mean? Is it?
Yeah, it's horrible.
It serves a purpose. It's great. I mean, I would never say that it's a terrible idea to be rich. You feel me? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's not what it's saying, but I think it's just like no, be honest with yourself. If you found the thing that is your ikigai, then don't give it up just so that you can go chase that next big dollar or whatever the case may be, because you might find yourself unfulfilled with just a bigger bank account. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you hear
How
about
many
that. You hear
how
about that a
many
lot.
people have so much money, but like
No smiles.
just they're just like not, you know?
Yeah, they don't have that energy anymore. But in any case, the last piece too is the last piece of the Eastern philosophy of Ikigai was don't try and save the world. You know, that's not your Ikigai. That's too much, man. That's like out of reach. Like you're not gonna be able to stop the catastrophes. You're not gonna be able to do all these this and that. Find your
Yeah.
purpose.
You can't change the weather.
Yeah, appreciate it and know where it fits in the world. So I thought
Yeah.
those were trippy aspects of the concepts, and overall, I enjoyed this concept, and I had a good time chatting with you about it, bro.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought it up because I never really thought about it until you showed me the little picture, and then I started thinking about it how it applies to me.
Yeah, yeah. The
You
the
know?
Venn diagram, the circles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that helps a lot of like kind of thinking about the concept a little bit more. These
I think
conversations are very
that
helpful
should
too.
be taught to kids too in school. I mean,
Yeah.
if they just start thinking about what they're good at, what the world needs,
Yep.
and where they can kind of fit in, it's not a bad way to spend life. And you know what I mean?
That's a great point, actually. Yeah. It is a good way of looking at the world. And if you, I bet you that's how kids look at it, anyways. It's really hard to remember how you think
Mm-hmm.
as a child.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
but you
But we can
you
see
know,
it in them all the time. So, like, I think this is very much how they think.
yeah, and you know good from bad, so it's like you can make decisions because you're not trying to do anything bad, like
Yeah.
unless you are. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
unless you
So
are. Well, in any case, Ikigai, it's not unique, uh, or it's unique to all people. It's not a blanket thing, right? And
bro, what
uh,
if you never find it? What about the people that could just never found
I'm
their
sure
Ikigai?
there's a ton out there.
Yeah,
I hope
because I mean,
if
it's
you
a really hard thing to achieve. It's a really, really difficult thing to achieve.
I
It's
think
like
so.
you have to be a little lucky, you know?
Well, you also just have to be mindful. If you're mindful, I think it's easier to achieve. You can't achieve it unless you know about it. You know what I mean?
Ah,
A lot of people don't open their mind to things, so they never can.
yeah.
And some people might hear this or learn about this and be like, "It's not for me," and that's okay. Maybe that's their Ikigai.
There's always steps, you know.
Yeah, there is. Um, oh, to close that out, yeah. So I just wanted to say with the Ikigai conversation, just remember it's unique to everyone. Everyone has a different version of it. It's not going to be the same for Shawn as it is for Josh. It's not going to be the same for
Yeah.
any of you that are listening as it is for either of us. And that's the way this works. We may have similarities, we may have intersections, but no, it
Bro,
will be
one thing
unique.
I don't know if it applies to it.
Uh huh.
I will add to it though real quick.
Uh huh.
My bad to cut you off.
No, you're good. I was done.
Mhm. Never cut corners
Yeah.
when it comes to finding your ikigai or just something you're passionate about. Never cut the corners on the process.
Yeah. Do the
Like
work, right?
do the work, and once you kind of really understand the fundamentals and shit, and you see some shit from the ground up, you appreciate it in a whole nother way. It becomes a lot more fun.
Mm hmm.
And
Absolutely.
yeah, there's no point. Like, I mean, you can always cut corners. There's all kinds of shit. Like, but like, make sure you know the rules before you bend them.
Mm hmm.
And I don't know, because at the end of the day, I mean, no matter what your craft is, when you master it, it should become fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know what? That's an important aspect of all of this. You should enjoy it. It
Yeah,
should make you feel good. It should be happiness, you know?
yeah,
Um, Otherwise, you're just going to be miserable. You're going to be coming to work, waiting for the break.
yeah,
As soon as that break's over, you're like, when's my next break? And as soon
yeah.
as that
Not
break's
enjoying
over, you're
none of
waiting
it.
till you're
Like,
clocking out. And then Sunday night, before you go back in Monday, you're going to be dreading it all. You're going to be tossing and turning, looking at your clock.
looking at the clock, that's the worst thing ever,
Yep. And that's
bro.
not, if that's how you feel about your job, something's not right.
That's how I
Okay.
felt about school. I remember
Yeah.
that feeling being in school and just like this is how I found out like that time is such a trippy concept because I couldn't wait for that clock to hit that 3 o'clock so I can get out of school and just
Yeah.
get out of this jail they put me in.
That was a great feeling.
Right? It was just like you start to figure out time. You're like, "Whew, it's been a minute. Can it be three already?
Yeah.
Like this is not what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. Get me out of this tiny chair.
Yeah, and then you would leave school, and then all of a sudden it's like, damn, it's
Well,
10 already?
that's the time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
It is. It hurts. I wish it wasn't that way. All right, Sean.
Well,
Um,
yeah.
all right, everybody. We're going to switch gears. We are going to ask each other a series of
All right.
questions. And then,
Switch it.
yeah, we might even throw in some current events. But I think we're going to go over this. I'm going to open it up. Sean, I'm going to go first. I have the honor. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You should
think of your questions,
always. Mm.
and I'm gonna lead this out. Think of
I
your
mean, where's my.
questions.
Hold on, let me get my chat GBT. Nah.
My first question for you is: how has podcasting changed your like your daily um, I don't know, I guess your day to day? You know, like, do you think of things differently? Um, are you like, oh, we should talk about that? Oh, we should have this. How else has it changed your day to day? It's been a couple months now. We're coming up on 3 months.
Yeah, like 3 months. It's pretty interesting. It's always it's a trip, to kind of present your thoughts and shit like
Yeah,
just out in the open, to the public.
yeah.
just sharing your opinions and shit. And
Yeah.
my opinions are kind of strong. I don't like a lot of shit. So
Oh, you don't like
I
you don't like a lot of shit? That's perfect.
don't I
Because
don't
my
like a lot.
second question is actually, what's something that really pisses you off? It's literally my second question, bro. It's on my notes right here.
There's too many things.
Right here. Just something, only something, just at least one, and it can't be midgets.
Nah, they don't even piss me off.
Okay, whatever.
No, they
Not
don't.
even, not even a little
Okay,
bit.
midgets don't piss me off. Midget mentality pisses me off.
Ooh, nice spin.
Cause you can't control being a midget.
Yeah,
It's cool. It's that's the cards you're dealt. But if you fucking have that midget mentality, that Napoleon syndrome about everything you do, it gets annoying.
what's so
It's
annoying about it?
it's just like, bro, nobody even cares. Relax. You don't gotta be jumping and hella loud all the time. Like nobody's gonna do anything. Please just shh. It's okay. It's okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't
hell
know.
yeah.
But it's cool. I never, ever thought I'd be doing podcasting.
Yeah.
But it's it's different. It's cool, and I'm only doing it because it's me and you. We do shit like this.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt.
I wouldn't just fucking just do it on my own
Yeah.
because
Yeah, you could have the Mixman Shawn show, bro.
but like
It'd be a
that'll be
good
like more
show.
on
I'd be a fucking top fan, dude.
no, it'll be on some like more of like a music type of stuff. But like the shit we
Yeah.
get into is more conversation, more like
Yeah.
just discussing our experiences,
Ik-
philosophies,
Ikigai.
bit of Ikigai, a
Yeah.
bit of our own journey. Like we've been blessed with the experience on this earth, Bay Area, the soil,
Yeah, that's fucking true, dude. West side till
and
we die.
and we gonna and we go out and see different parts of the world. You always put me on some things I don't know about,
Yeah,
and
likewise.
you know, and I always tell you shit I've seen, and it's just like it's a good way of uh storytelling.
Yeah.
And every story has a moral, a
Hmm.
message. That's what makes any story worth telling.
Yep.
That for one, it's like, okay, this is something different, and then it's kind of the same thing, and at the end of the day, it has a lesson in it,
Yeah.
and like we as humans, we like stories from our grandparents, from our other people, and then we share those stories with like people who haven't heard it, and we see their reaction,
Yep.
and like so there's certain stories that get passed from generation to generation, and there's certain stories that are unique to you,
Yeah, that's true.
and then when we bring those with their own experience.
Bro, you know what else?
Hmm.
Everybody has untold stories.
Yeah,
It's just between them and God, you know what I mean?
bro.
Like
To me.
there's like the ones that don't come up often, or even
Hmm.
ones that you might even forget yourself. But there are
Hmm.
the ones that happen that nobody tells to anyone. They take it straight to the grave.
To the grave. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Everybody has it. I think that's okay. Everybody has those things. And it's either because they're embarrassed or ashamed, or it makes them sad, or it makes them angry. It's usually an emotional.
Yeah.
I believe it's usually an emotional reason, but everybody has them, man.
It's it's all of it. It's everything you said.
Yeah. That's a crazy. Isn't
It's
that crazy?
dude, yeah, and I mean, it's hard for people to kind of like share their truth because
Yeah.
they don't know how it's gonna be received, and they might feel even more alone after sharing it.
Yeah, it is a vulnerable thing when you have something that's hard to talk about and you
Yeah.
and you
Because they already feel like, okay, I'm the only one this
yeah,
happened to,
yeah,
you know? And then the world's gonna make them feel even more of like, you're the only one, fool.
yep,
So it's the fear that
yeah, that
keeps
fear.
them.
Yeah, I mean, it's fear of reliving it, fear of ostracizing, being ostracized,
Yeah.
fear
Bro,
of
for
people.
example, all
Hell,
this
even
shit
if it's
that's,
just embarrassing, people making fun of you.
bro,
Shit.
like, all this shit that's coming out with the P. Diddy and Cassie, it's like,
Yeah.
bro, we didn't know none of this shit until
Well,
now.
we knew some of it. 50 Cent knew about it.
Well, we knew Diddy was weird, but
Yeah,
we
yeah.
didn't know he was just like beating the shit out of Cassie like that.
Yep.
Like what the fuck? Like I seen the videos. Like, damn, bro,
It's gut wrenching, bro.
fuck.
Well, it's even worse because if you go back and you look at like his other girl he was with forever, I forget her
Mm-hmm.
name.
Kim Porter,
Yeah, Kim Porter, and then she ended up dead. And it's like
bro.
she was abused and shit too for years. It's like, yeah, see,
Yeah,
everybody has untold stories with for very many reasons, you
and I
know.
think Cassie's brave to bring her story
For
forth
sure.
and like try to get legal justice
Well,
and
yeah,
like and
any
anything else she gets on top, she deserves it, bro.
any
Because
victim,
this guy's a billionaire, bro.
yeah,
And like you know what I mean? When you think you have
not for long.
money and power, you think you could go out and do whatever, bro. I mean,
You still have to have those morals.
be careful with that power. If you don't have a code you live by, you're gonna end up like Diddy.
Oh yeah,
And you know what it is. Ain't no Diddy, bruh.
yep. There's no doubt Diddy did it.
Shit, there's proof he did.
Yep,
Yeah, did he?
he did.
For sure.
What a crazy dude. I'm glad that there's,
Bro, this motherfucker didn't even try to say like, "Oh, it was AI." He came and said,
bro.
"Oh, I'm sorry, I was having a bad day." It's like, bro, shut the fuck up. Somebody about to come over there and beat your
I'm gonna
ass.
tell you right now. Anybody who's still listening, the number one follow you need to have on your Instagram is Marclair Project. But actually,
Yeah, yeah,
50 Cent.
yeah.
50
For
Cent.
sure.
50 Cent is fucking
That's number two.
hilarious, bro. Yeah, 50 Cent, bro. We're the full dollar.
Yeah,
Marclair Project. Follow us. Um,
yeah. Damn.
he cracks me up, bro, and he does not hold back any punches. Like every day he posts some shit that is just fucking hilarious. And
I'm
he's not
surprised he doesn't get.
roasting.
I'm surprised people don't like report this shit and get him shadow banned and shit. Like because
Oh, because he's just doing his thing, bro. He's making a public comment about this, just like
how
we are
come?
right here.
Yeah, but he seems to be outside of the algorithm
He's you know
realm.
what, you know why? Because he's 50 Cent, bro. Look, we got
Just you, Nate.
we got millions of listeners and followers. Everybody knows that too, but we don't have as many as 50 Cent. And
Yeah.
views are views, so they bring people. His comments bring views to the platform, and it's making Instagram money, bro. What are they gonna do?
And he's usually speaking on shit that's like already on CNN and
Yeah,
Fox and shit.
yeah. It's not like he's spreading lies. He's making his claims, and he's
Yeah,
just
it's
like,
not like he's reporting, he's
yeah, he's like,
commenting on what's been reported.
what do we say? Hey, what do I know?
Yeah,
He said,
yeah.
yeah, they said those things happened at that Diddy party, but hey, what do I know?
Yeah, what do I
Yeah,
know?
yeah. That stuck with me. That stuck with me. The uh the comments that he makes are, I mean, he's been making for a long time, and people are like, ah, whatever. He's just talking shit. He's just another Ja Rule beef or something.
He's had
He's
that
been
whole
clowning
thing.
on Diddy for a long time, bro.
I thought it was a friendly competition because when they would compete with the alcohol shit like Ciroc
Oh yeah, it doesn't.
versus
50
whatever
Cent
the
has a
fucking
Crevassier or something, or cognac or something.
some shit. He got some
think he's
shit.
got a type of cognac or something.
But he's always shitting on Ciroc and shit. He's like,
Yeah, yeah.
fuck them Ciroc boys.
Yeah, he is. That was actually one I saw this week. But yeah, the narrative around it is growing because it's like every day new allegations come out. And, when you live that raunchy lifestyle, man, that shit comes for you, bro. You make that
Bro, for
deal with
sure.
the devil come pay, you're gonna pay them dues, man.
Bro, hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that dude don't,
Yeah,
the devil don't go unpaid.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
Shit, ain't no way.
Nope. You can be
No, no,
paying.
no. Yeah, but you better have your calculator on you, bro, because it's gonna be a real equation.
You
You're
better,
gonna find out the value of X real
yeah,
quick.
you better call up Goodwill Hunting, bro. How you like them apples?
Yeah, for real. God damn, but that's fucked up.
Yeah, it is a mess, man. But you're right about her being brave for sticking her neck out there and telling that story, but also
Yeah,
brave to get the hell out of there. I think that
yeah,
was what was sad about Kim Porter's scenario. She never did. You know.
bro. This fool for sure set up Tupac. Like,
Yeah.
you know how some motherfuckers just look guilty?
I mean, everything about it. It was like what back then when all that was happening. I wasn't that really that big of a Tupac fan, so I didn't really know all the things that were going on. But
Yeah,
after
yeah, yeah.
after Pac died, all the documentaries come out and a
Bro,
lot of
when I moved
interviews
here,
that people give. You learn a lot more about his story because he's a very famous figure, and the circumstances of his death were very, um, I
I
mean,
moved here after
crazy.
his death. I never got to experience like live
Yeah.
Tupac.
So I was playing football in the street by my apartments. We were out there
Right?
playing. We had the radio on. It was KMEL. The radio was playing, and they were just like,
Mm-hmm.
"Shh, oh, breaking news: rapper Tupac has been shot outside of Las Vegas hotel." And I was like, "Holy shit!" We were like, "What the fuck?" We all ran over there, like, "What the fuck?" Everybody was tripping, and
Mm-hmm.
'cause, we were just kids, and that was our thing. We were into the music scene and sports and all those video games, all
Yeah,
those
yeah,
things.
yeah. I
And
wasn't even here yet, bro. I pulled up. Tupac wasn't alive, and but his music was at every corner.
yeah,
Motherfuckers were blasted.
yeah, it was coming. It
I
got
remember people
extra
just bumping
popular after
California Love after
yeah,
his death.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw the whole everything. Like I moved here right after his death.
Hmm.
He died in '96. I moved in '97, and I just remember going everywhere. Anybody who had a system in their car was bumping California Love,
Yeah,
and I didn't even know who the artist was. I found out much later.
that's how you found out. Yeah, but yeah, that's crazy how he like Diddy is totally tied to the conspiracies around it, around his death and everything.
Bro, he's got something to do with everything.
Yeah, it's too
Because
much.
because money is power, power is evil, and fucking humans are faulty.
Mm.
It's
Yeah,
it's a bad it's a really bad Ikigai for this guy.
yeah, no doubt. Actually, that's
M-
a good point. He does have a
Motherfuckers,
bad yeah.
he got some bullshit of a Ikigai
Yeah, and
because
then
the
like
shit he like doing.
I didn't even so like I don't want to say this, but I don't really even care for Biggie that much. Like
Right.
he's got like two songs that I like, and that's about it. But
I love
and
it
it,
when you call me
but he
Big
was
Pop.
also associated with Puff Daddy, and I just wasn't into that stuff. And they had the little crew. I don't even remember what they were called, the Bad Boys. Bad
That's
Boys
why fucking
Records. They had a crew in there, and I didn't like them either.
yeah,
That
none of that
was not
shit
my.
was weird.
I didn't like it. I just
Nah, it
didn't.
wasn't.
I just
Yeah.
didn't. I didn't care for it.
Cause you don't see yourself acting like that. Like
Yeah.
when in the fuck would you ever do some Diddy shit? Like it's just like, bro,
Mm.
daddy,
But
that's not.
the only dude I liked that he brought in was Mace, but it was hard to like him because
Mace was sick with it.
with those guys. But and then he broke away.
Well, he dipped. Yeah,
Yeah, he's out of there. Never went
He
back.
he cleaned up. He's like, fuck all this bullshit,
Yep.
and it makes perfect sense. You gotta go.
One of the Tupac documentaries that I watched um, was very interesting. He had a friend up there in Marin City because
Uh huh.
he lived in Marin City when he was in high school, and he
Yeah,
had a
over here
friend there.
in Marin County.
Yeah, they were doing shows in like the apartments and stuff. You know, they'd set up a little stage and they'd throw a party. And he
Marin's
was
awesome, bro. Marin's
it's a pretty cool.
posh.
Oh, I love the North Bay. It's dope.
Man,
It's
that's
really
where the
nice.
rock stars go to retire.
Yeah, yeah. Tiburon. They buy a fucking mansion in the hill.
Straight up.
Well, the guy who was buddies with his dad was either a pastor or whatever they call them in Islam. Imam? No.
Yeah, yeah. Imam.
Um, in any case, he was like, son, you know, you're too young, you're not spiritually strong to be in the game out there. It'll tear you up. You need to wait. If you're gonna do music, decide later in life. You know, give
Sheesh.
yourself a few years or whatever. And so he stepped
Mm-hmm.
away from music because of his dad's kind of spiritual philosophies and his way of thinking. He's like, all right, he took that to heart, but Tupac didn't. And then Tupac started getting into the Oakland scene and running the streets. And
You
you
started
obviously
working with
see,
Shock G.
yeah, well, that's where he was getting music opportunities, so he couldn't turn it down. But it opened the door for him. You know what I mean? And then
Mm-hmm.
from there, it just got more and more dark for Pac. But it's
Yeah.
interesting to hear that from his friend in the interview. This interview came out after he had died. You know, and it's just like, what would have happened if Pac had waited a little bit, got a little older. Say he got into the music scene when he was already 25 instead of dying when he was 25. How much stronger would his spirit have been to maybe stay out of the conflicts he was in? His
Mm-hmm.
music early on was like all about positivity and change, and later he went full thug life, obviously. But it's just
Yeah.
see how your Ikigai changes over time.
Yeah, he did many forms of art.
Yeah, but nature, nurture, and choice. You know, it's like the choice to be in the environment that um, shapes you is there always. And so you can blame it on the environment to a certain degree. But once you are a conscious enough and independent enough to be responsible for where you are, you can no longer blame it on for where you are. You got 2 feet, you can get the fuck up and move. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, you can even moonwalk if you wanted
Yeah, you. I didn't say you had to walk forward.
to.
He, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeehaw!
yeah. Oh, Michael Jackson, what a trip. But you know that was
Yeah.
interesting. I didn't, like I said, I didn't really know much about Tupac other than the movies and of course the music. But
Yeah, yeah, me
you know,
either. Everything I learned about him is after.
yeah. So it's interesting characters in hip hop, but even in rock and roll, there's and art of all forms. There's interesting people. There's interesting people in business and anything. There's always interesting people, and that's the great thing about
Yeah,
people.
the outliers or outliers
Yeah.
or however the fuck you say that.
Everybody's got a story, bro. You know, that's the facts. And
Yeah,
if you actually listening to their story, there's always some cool to learn and appreciate.
dude, it's so true. Every life is so unique.
Yeah. All right, man. Your turn, bro. I went first. I helped you out. You got two
I don't
questions
know.
for me or what, bro? Come on.
Question? Yeah, sure.
All right, send one.
Let me hold on. Does it have to be with the Ikigai?
No, it's whatever. Remember my two questions. One was about podcasts, and the other one was what pisses you off.
What did I say? What pisses me off?
Midget mentality. Fuck the
Okay.
Napoleon mentalities.
Sure, sure. That does. Okay, not that much though. It's fine.
You're over it. It's just
Mm.
annoying. It's easy to get over because it's the midget.
Ah, I'm already. I'm above that shit.
Yeah,
Nah.
I didn't even see it. I always keep my head up. Oh, these are terrible.
Ah, just overlooking everything.
Yeah, yeah, I just overlooked them. Stop. Oh my God, nobody's gonna watch this. If you're still here, bless your heart. Bless your heart. I have some in, I have some inappropriate jokes I'll save for another subject. I want to keep this one somewhat nice for the certain listeners that may not want to hear some of the foul jokes that we got.
No, we just playing, bro.
Yeah, I know. I'm just fucking around. You got nothing for me?
No, I for sure did. Let me collect my thoughts.
Okay.
What would you tell somebody that hasn't found their ikigai, their passion, and they're on the journey?
Hmm.
Like, what advice would you give them to kind of speed up their process?
Oh, to speed up their process,
Mm-hmm.
they need to be honest with themselves. I think that a lot of people, they want this and they want that, but if they break it down and they look in the mirror and they reflect on their past and they look at that journey that they've already had to that point and they extract the times that they met all the the intersecting points where they were happy, they will realize the true uh, their true ikigai, I believe. Because a lot of times you're just maybe in a little bit of a delusion, and it happens to all of
Mm-hmm.
us. It happens to all of
Hell
us.
yeah.
But nobody's better to.
Endless delusion. It's
That's
like,
correct. You have to be real. Give yourself the reality check. If you can't give yourself the reality check, then you got to get somebody you trust that you can handle hearing their feedback, their honest criticism. I had guys who were like, "Oh, I want to be promoted to this," and then I'm like, "All right, let's have a talk. You want to be promoted to this, but
yeah, but you haven't done the work.
yeah, you haven't been like we say. You got to be the disaster before you can be the master, bro. You ain't even disaster mode yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you haven't even figured that out that you're in the
Yeah.
disaster. You think that you're
You're the
doing
quiet before the storm.
no, motherfucker's the storm. He just thinks he's a fluffy little cloud. No, people are delusional. That's what I'm saying. They're like, oh no, I'm good. I thought my performance was really good. Listen, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It isn't. And
Yeah.
I've been there. I've been in that situation where I thought things were going the right way and such and such. Sometimes it's an easy check and you just angle it a little bit more and you're back on track. Sometimes it's a 360, bro. You got to turn that bitch all the way around, you know?
I got another question.
All right, what you got?
Do you think education can replace experience?
Can it replace experience? I don't think one can replace the other. I think that education certainly cannot. Just to straightforward answer your question,
Let's say
no.
if I graduated with a management degree, right? And then like
That was very British of you, Sean, just so you know. The
how
degree. You said the degree.
degree,
Yeah,
the
you gotta
degree,
yeah, degree. You gotta say degree. I got my degree. You gotta say it real
degree.
American.
Hey,
All right,
hey,
hold
I'm still.
on. Pull up on the back of my pickup truck. I got my degree over here. You said Hello, mate.
Degree.
I got my degree.
Jolly good fella.
Jolly good, mate.
Oh, bloody hell.
Sorry, bro. I couldn't let that one slide. I had to point it out.
Oh no, I already know I got a fucked up accent.
Yeah, but
That's why I don't podcast.
very rarely do you do the British thing.
In it.
And
In it, mate.
I've only never heard you do that on accident. I do it
See,
sometimes.
I can't even do the British accent when I like try to like do
Yeah.
it. But my question like do you think a person that just has a just like a degree in like management could go out there and fucking actually manage like a manager straight up like
Potentially.
without any experience?
Potentially, yes. I think that that could be done. Uh-huh. 100%. Do I think the likelihood of them doing that and being successful right out the gate is high? No. But it's
So
just
experience matters.
experience always matters. But if you actually are a good student and you poured your heart into learning and you really embraced the things that were being taught, you can be successful pretty quick. Like if you just do the things that they said, you know what I
If
mean?
you have a degree in economics, you think you can go offer advice to Trump?
I mean, why not?
For sure.
Yeah. What if you, I mean, is he gonna, if you tell him the right thing, is he gonna be like, well, you don't have any experience. Believe me. But you just told him the
Yeah,
right thing.
would he? Would he? Would he? Would he listen to somebody that has no experience? Why would you listen to somebody that has no experience? They just read a book.
What if they're right?
Yeah,
Albert Einstein didn't have any experience with fucking atomic bombs until they invented one.
but if they're wrong,
There's always a risk in that stuff, right? So that's your choice. But what I'm saying is, yeah, but even with experience, dude, not all experience is good experience.
yeah,
I've been doing this for 30 years. Motherfucker can't even show up to work on time.
yeah,
You
hundred
know what I'm
percent,
saying?
bro. People
So
that say shit like that,
yeah.
they usually are losing more money.
So you know the idea of a well-rounded person, right? That's the well-rounded person. The person that has the experience and the education, and both of them are positive towards each other. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I believe.
So a person that has a marketing degree and a few years experience, that motherfucker's right in the middle of his Ikigai,
I believe so. Yeah, that's
right?
perfect, bro. Yeah. And then like if you have a communication degree, just throw it away. No, I'm just fucking.
Hey, no. You keep that, but if you have a psychology degree,
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah, dude. If you have a philosophy degree, definitely think about it.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. Yeah, the people that trip me out in education are the people with math degrees, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, they are brilliant. They've probably never said bro in their day in their life, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
The fucking equilibrium
Yeah.
parabola
They're dude,
and
they're
okay.
brilliant and it's interesting. It's very
It's
interesting.
a lot.
I don't
It's a
understand
lot.
I don't understand most of it, but I actually truly find it interesting. And I listen to these people talk and I'm like, wow. Engineers,
Yeah.
you know, these people that I've been around, like the things that they do to keep satellites on track, and it's crazy, bro. It is nuts. And it's
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
I'm not that. Yeah,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
I don't envy, I don't know, envy it either. It's just, I appreciate it. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
special that people can do that the way they do that. But yeah,
Yeah.
education and experience, bro, are like hand in hand. The people that made the education, like the curriculum for the education, were experienced people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like all the
Yeah.
lessons that we have learned in life come from someone's experience.
Yeah.
Even the theoretical comes from people with a good understanding of that theory, and that's why they can make a sound judgment and estimate of and theorize things in a way that's logical and probably on track. You know, so
Yeah.
the balance with everything is there. Sometimes you can get a cold cut answer, but
What if you have no education but all experience?
you can be just as fine. Yeah, because life is like your life is an education. You know,
Right.
but as far as degrees are concerned or certifications are concerned, those are, you know, they're good for your challenging yourself. They're good for um, stepping outside your comfort zone or putting a resume together. You know, to say,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I got 10 years of experience plus I got this degree or this certificate, and you know, you can talk to it as well. What did you learn in that program? How's it helped you on the job? You know, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm also a big believer in education. A lot of people think it's bullshit, but I want to be an educator when I retire from the military.
Hell yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? So for me, I find that inner engagement, I find the atmosphere
Mm-hmm.
engaging. Not the high
A
school
good
level,
a good teacher
college.
makes all the difference.
Yeah, I'm talking about college level. And I think, a quality that's needed in campuses, which is fair minded, right?
Mm-hmm.
Analytical. I think critically about concepts, but I also like to have fun and bring joy to these conversations as well as deep thinking. You know, and I don't.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of divisiveness on college campuses, and it's just silly. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I hope that you know, if I get into that field when I retire, that I can bring the Ikigai with me. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah. That
Yeah,
if you're gonna bring anybody, you gotta bring this one guy.
yeah, and he's icky. So
Yeah.
silly
No,
though.
it's a really cool concept, and people should apply to their life and see where they are with it. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, even if you have some form of it.
Yeah, whatever it shapes out to be, you know, it's for you. If it's not for you, it's not for you. You should know that about yourself, you know.
Wow.
Well,
At
I'm
least
gonna
you get some sort of a perspective, and then you can
100%.
see what you want to do about that.
I'm gonna Sean, I'm gonna open up some key takeaways. All right.
Yeah, let's go.
Um, my key takeaways from our conversation here is one that life is a journey. You know, it's always purposeful. We are here together. You know, we have the ability to communicate with each other about the things that we care about, a way of contributing to our communities and our society in a positive, thoughtful manner. And it can be rewarding both financially and emotionally. So the Ikigai concept is all about that. You know, knowing your values, having some strong emotions, getting paid for that work, and feeling like you are doing the thing that you were meant to do. If you're doing that, then you're finding your center, and that's what's important. So, you know, go with the flow, let it flow with time, let it grow with you. And that's my takeaways from our conversation on the Ikigai. What you got, bro?
Um, yeah. Um, I like that. Um, I would want to say, pay attention to your surroundings, what's going on around you, and what's going on within you, and somewhere in there is your ikigai where you belong, where you'll feel good about what you're doing, and it'll matter to other people, and like and it's a good way to spend your time,
Hmm.
and it'll keep you on a good path, and it'll be rewarding. And what more could you want from a life? You know what I mean? If you're in the center of a ikigai,
Yep.
I mean, you're not missing anything, unless you have some crazy desires. I think it's a really simple concept. You just have to find yourself in the middle of it, and you have to figure out whatever you're missing. We have to work towards it, because anything
Yeah.
requires a process. So if you can't put in the time, you don't love it enough,
Yeah. Yeah,
you
that's a good
know?
point.
So it's achievable. It's nice to know about it. It's nice to know where you stand and how much work you have to do. And then once you kind of find yourself in the middle, you're just floating. I think those are some of the best moments of your life, because you're at a point where like you put in the work and
Hmm.
you're enjoying you're reaping some of you reap what you sow or
Yeah,
whatever. Like
for the
you're getting,
positive.
yeah. So like whatever you're putting in, you're getting some of it back, and that makes you want to put more in it. Then it becomes a good thing where like you invest, and then you benefit from it, and then you invest more, and then eventually you gotta leave. If you gotta go, but then you've made this world a better place by how you applied your life,
Yeah, that's awesome. I like that, man. Oh, that
right?
was fucking really good, Sean, bro. Oh,
Yeah.
I want to run it back, bro.
Alright,
Uh,
alright.
yeah, no, that
Something
was
like
good.
that.
Yeah, it was good. What do we got coming up? We got some special guests coming. We have
Yeah.
another Air Force friend who's also a comedian, entrepreneur. We got some musicians that lined up. We got a couple more concepts like this to discuss. Oh, y'all need to get on our Instagram. Quit fooling around. You missing
Get
out.
on the gram.
If you ain't on the gram, you ain't got a plan. You feel
Yeah.
me? Cause that is where the fun is happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah,
The kilograms.
easiest way to catch our episodes is staying up on our Facebook. So honestly, we need some
All up
help.
in your Facebook.
Yeah, all up in your Facebook. But we need people to help us out with a little bit of shares. So if you're with us and you're one of our regular listeners, I know there's about 30 or 40 of y'all right now. Million,
Yeah.
a million, calm down. 30, 40 million of
Yeah.
y'all out there that are listening to us every
A
week.
little a little midgetary.
Yeah, our little midgetary, putting in work in the formation. But
Oh Lord.
we like to have fun. We want you to be there with us. Start putting some comments on there with us. Reach out to us however you can. If you got the
Oh.
number, we need that participation from y'all because
Yeah.
Sean and we're gonna keep doing this thing.
Alright,
So
alright.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
and you guys will have fun with us. So if you got some people that want to come on the show, if you yourself want to come on the show, hit us up at marclairproject@gmail.com. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, and follow along on YouTube. We got a lot of YouTube shorts. We got some special clips that we put on there. Some of them don't transfer over to the other platforms, so you can also find us on X, formerly known as Twitter. I think that's all the
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
there's all
can't
the
believe
places, right, Sean?
bro, I can't believe people don't tweet no more.
No, dude, they X, dude.
They exit.
Yeah, they exit, bro. Like, did you even exit today?
Yeah. Nah. Cause ever since they stopped tweeting, I don't say shit, cause I was like, I like to tweet. I don't like to
Yeah,
say words.
yeah, no, yeah, I'm with
No,
you.
but I forgot my password to my other account. But whatever. I was just talking random shit anyways.
That's all Twitter is, anyways.
I
But
I used to treat my Twitter as a comedy thingy. Like I would come up
yeah,
with funny thoughts. I would just cause I I'd be like, yo, somebody's gonna get a good laugh out of this.
That's the best thing about that account.
It might have been like one or two people, but I never,
Million.
I never said nothing too like, whoa, quote worthy. But
Yeah.
I said shit, some stupid shit. I
I
miss
did,
my
but
old account.
I
I miss
did,
my
but
old account, bro.
people were missing out. I've
Fucking
dropped
Mark
some gems.
Zuckerberg or fucking Elon Musk, bro. You know my password, bro. Come on.
Elon, are you listening? We know you listen to this in your Cybertruck on your way to
Yeah,
space.
hey, for reals. So yeah, just send me my password back,
Come on, bro.
and
Yeah,
then,
man.
attach me a little Bitcoin with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, definitely shout out to our friends too that we've been doing shows with. Um, you know,
Yeah, dude.
I came with
All our
Fire,
homies.
Brandon and Chris. We had
Yeah,
Indolor, Guillaume
yeah.
Simon.
Guillaume,
We've had Adam on and
Adam,
Pork Chops.
Pork
You all gotta check
Chops.
out Joey Pork Chops, man, on Instagram. That
Hell
dude's
yeah.
hilarious.
Shawan.
Shao one as probably our number one episode, number
Yeah.
8. So if you haven't checked it out, go check it out. That was our first long one, and hell of a story. We got more to come, man. So keep tuning in, like we do every time. You already know. Protect your heart, protect your
Ever,
mind,
ever, ever.
protect
Protect your
that
pin code.
pin code. That's right. And your balls. All right, we out.
Protect your
Peace.
neck.